When I say the word Syria, what comes to mind? But what if I told you that Syria is also this?
Syria!
Welcome to Syria.
Hello, how are you?
Welcome to you in Syria.
Look, I'm not here to tell you that Syria is a safe place to visit because it's not. Going there is only recommended for experienced travelers, as there are countless checkpoints and areas that you need to avoid due to the ongoing conflict. Since 2011, more than 500,000 innocent lives have been taken and 7 million others have been forced out of their homes as refugees. I'm walking through one of the camps here in eastern part of Lebanon, and their houses are these white little put together places. On top of that, 51% of Syrians right now are living in extreme poverty on less than $1.90 per day. It is absolutely heartbreaking to witness a country that was once so prosperous suffer from war, terrorism, and political instability, kind of like what's been happening in Iraq, Yemen, and Afghanistan. But even more devastating than those countries, I have never seen destruction like I've seen in Syria.
This one is supposed to be a mosque.
Wow. More than $120 billion worth of damage has been done to its infrastructure, and when you travel there, it's all right in front of your eyes.
My house in 2012 was destroyed.
So what happened when it was destroyed?
We was in the church and we came back, we don't see any house.
So now we're walking through the old market here. You can see it being rebuilt right in front of me. There's guys hammering away. Just sad. I mean, you can just imagine what it used to be like for all those years. And now it's just completely gutted out and empty. I spent 2 weeks in Syria back in 2019, and I often sit here and reflect on my trip. First, I went to the capital of Damascus, home to the 4th most important mosque in Islam. Then I moved onward to Homs, the city that suffered most from the war, followed by Aleppo, my favorite place for its towering ancient citadel, the oldest of its kind on earth. After that, I went westbound to the stunning Mediterranean coastline and enjoyed the laid-back beach towns of Latakia and Tartus, which completely caught me by surprise. It really has the potential to be a paradise for tourism. I completed my trip in the charming villages of Saadad, Mardeh, and Malula, home of the largest Christian population in Syria. So you know, like the Muslims have the prayers 5 times a day? Well, in this Christian village in Syria, they have the same prayers, but it's a Christian songs. It's so beautiful. But the kicker is that I went on this trip with an open mind and a willingness to learn about Syrian people and culture. And because of that, I came out a changed man. I found myself at a crossroads. Did I want to tell stories that dwell on the past or look forward to the future? I chose the latter and continue to this day. Syrians are the most resilient people I've met in my entire life, and they deserve better. There is so much potential in this country, despite the mainstream media sharing stories of terror. I believe that Syria is the ultimate destination for experienced travelers who are seeking mind-blowing experiences. I am the highest person right now, overlooking Damascus. Talk about best travel moments of my life. This is probably one of them. The hospitality is world class. You could honestly travel with $0 and easily find food or shelter without even trying.
Welcome.
Oh, you're inviting me for tea. Okay.
It's called method.
But it's like tea.
أهلا وسهلا فيكم. أصلاً محبتي إلكم.
What did you say?
All the people, they will come to Syria and we will welcome them in my house. They will sleep inside the house and I will sleep on the door.
Oh, wow. Thank you, inshallah. The cuisine is to die for. Falafel, shawarma, tabbouleh, kibbeh. I just cannot even comprehend or explain to you how good this is. Oh, and how can I forget? Hummus. It was invented in Syria. The cities are lively with bustling markets, street food everywhere, and a really fun nightlife scene that I didn't quite expect.
I never knew they partied in Syria, but damn, amazing.
The ancient history is inspiring, with 6 UNESCO sites, some dating all the way back to Mesopotamia. And of course, the smiling, strong people will make you never want to leave. They have survived trauma that most of us can't even comprehend, and I feel like it's our duty to help uplift their culture and put an end to unfair dehumanization. Of course, I was nervous to visit Syria alone as an American Jew. So I'm at the Syrian customs right now, waiting to get my visa, and they don't have the visa number. But it turned out to be one of the most remarkable trips of my life. I never expected to see such modern cities, beautiful mosques, Jewish synagogues.
Syria, no problem. Yeah. Jewish, Christian, Muslim, no problem.
humbling beach towns, and the most diverse faces of any country in the world.
Welcome to Syria.
Shukran. I even found other redheads. So I came to Syria and I'm so shocked to see that so many of the kids have red hair. But I can't tell this story without getting one thing straight. In the past, I've been called out for being sponsored by the Syrian government, but it's absolutely not true. My trip to Syria was self-prepared and self-funded. And in fact, I've been trying to go back, but I've been informed that I'm blacklisted and cannot get the visa. As you can imagine, I'm really upset and hurt by this because all I've been trying to do is share the beauty that exists in Syria through my videos. So if anyone out there can help me get the visa, please reach out via email. In this 60-minute story, I will show you the real Syria and prove to you that there is a beating heart to this country that is calling your name.
Yahayallah, welcome, welcome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So I invite you to get comfortable, grab your popcorn, and get ready for a tense ride across the cradle of civilization. This is Syria. Before we dive in, I just want to say 2 quick things. Number 1, thank you for being here and watching my stories. I feel like I'm getting in a pretty good groove on my channel with epic stories, and I have a lot of great things lined up in the coming months. And number 2, click that link on the top of the screen to subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is the easiest way that you can support myself and help contribute to my career as an independent filmmaker. With that all being said, let's dive into all things Syria. Good morning from Damascus, my very first day in Syria, country number 183. I'm on top of the mountain overlooking Damascus, Syria. It's just amazing. Oh my God. Look at this view, guys. I mean, it's just stunning. The drive here from Beirut was only 75 miles and it's not bad at all, except for the fact that the Syrian officials didn't have my visa number in their system, so it took 2 stressful hours to convince them that I can get in. But I'm in, and holy crap, this place is not what I expected at all. Damascus is considered as the oldest continuously inhabited city on Earth, with evidence of habitation dating back 11,000 years, and walking around the streets of the old city is just magical.
Welcome to Syria!
Aside from a few police checkpoints, you'd never even know that the country has been in a constant state of war for the last 8 years. Damascus is filled with little kids running through the streets and shawarma stands and ice cream shops as busy as can be. We need to push our way to get out. Just like the dozens and dozens of markets. So many people have come up to me on the street with a big smile and just welcoming me into Syria.
You're all welcome to Syria.
Thank you. It's a beautiful country.
You're a beautiful person.
Bye-bye. And it's almost like everyone likes the camera and it's shocking. See?
How are you?
I'm good, how are you? Tamam. Alhamdulillah. My friend and tour guide named Gaida took me to visit one of the world's oldest places of worship, the Umayyad Mosque, which was formerly a church and is one of the most beautiful buildings I've ever seen. It's so beautiful in here. You can just feel the power on these walls. It's just amazing. Then we proceeded to wander into the Azam Palace.
Now we're in the beautiful Azam Palace, where the governor of Damascus used to live during the Ottoman Empire.
As you can probably guess by now, Damascus has so many historical sites to see, and we weren't even close to being finished. Our next stop was Khan Ashad Pasha, which is a 27,000 square foot caravanserai, which used to host traders and merchants coming from Baghdad and around the Middle East. It was like a hotel before modern hotels existed, and believe it or not, this one is older than the USA. After that, we took a stroll through many of the markets in the old city, which was overwhelming to say the least. We're in this like insane traffic jam. I've never seen markets so vibrant, crowded, and delicious. So I can't end the day without getting a delicious shawarma, my favorite Middle Eastern food, and it's right in front of us. Let's see. Oh my God. Oh my God. So good. Honestly, one of the better shawarmas I've had. We ended an amazing day in Damascus at a cafe for some chill time and shisha. Damascus is a very special city, not only for its charm, history, and culture, but also because it's one of the most affordable capital cities in the world. In the following few minutes, I'm gonna take you on a $10 budget challenge to see how many things I could get around town for cheap. 10 bucks is about 7,000 Syrian pounds. Are you guys ready for this one? Let's hit it. No matter where you look in the old city, you will see food. Lots and lots of really tasty food in shapes, colors, and textures that you've never seen before. My brain is going crazy. How are you? I'm good, how are you? Pomegranate.
Granite?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm in the middle of the street here and I found a fruit stand and this little kid with the hat on is making it for me. Thank you. Wow. The owner of this shop, after I got the pomegranate juice, he just gave me these free beans. Thank you so much.
يا سمرة يا تمر هندي برا المخشوش والأصلي عندي.
What do you call these?
Full.
Full.
Full nap.
Extremely good. So I wanted to try one street food here in Damascus, and my friend took me to get manaish, which is right in front of me, and we're gonna see how it's made by this guy. So what are you gonna order for me? I can't read that. Make me the best thing that you can make. Okay. How many years have you been making this?
Since 1998.
1998, amazing. And he told me that he's the first person to make this dish on the street. So long story short, this guy has the system down to a science. Thank you, my friend. Fresh off the press, let's try it. Very good. It's kind of like a Syrian quesadilla. There's like melted cheese inside and this salsa with pepper thing and tortilla. Oh, so good. Next, I gotta get my hands on that red Syrian cap, which I've seen everywhere, because you gotta embrace being a tourist sometimes. There's the hat. What's the price? This one?
800.
800. Thank you. Perfect. These hats are super cool, very Syrian style. Just a few shops down and I spot another one of my travel collections. One flag. Platinum.
300.
Okay. I bought flags in like 50 countries and this is the cheapest one I found in my life in Syria. Okay, we have now hopped in a taxi. Salam alaikum. To go to downtown, to go explore the downtown area of Damascus, which is about a 20-30 minute ride away. There's something special about the taxis in Damascus. They're all yellow and old. It's so much fun to cruise around these streets, and every time we were stopped in traffic, I made a new friend. I just can't believe how amazing these people are. As soon as we got dropped off, I found another snack. What are these things? These look amazing. Pistachio?
Coconut with some biscuits.
Oh man.
You like it?
It's amazing. It's very dry, the texture, but the flavor is super good. Next, we headed over to the bustling flea market that is in the middle of these stunning Turkish-style mosques. I came across this old man carving something really cool, so I approached him. What does it mean in English?
Is to nothing more influence than a love in your heart and nobody knows about it.
That's some deep thoughts.
You can see.
Okay, sure, I'll look quickly. What does it say on it? Music notes.
Yes.
You're a musician.
I am not. This first alphabet system.
Arabic alphabet.
Not Arabic, it's Phoenician.
Oh, Phoenician.
It's first alphabetic system ever exists.
How much is that?
This piece?
Yeah.
It's 500 only.
500 only.
Yes. Too much, huh?
No, it's not too much. Too little. I'm just kidding. Okay, I'll buy that.
What are you doing here?
I'm just traveling. I'm a tourist.
Really?
Yeah. What I love so much about this market and the people here is that they give honest prices. They don't try to oversell you. That guy, he just said 500. That was his first price. And almost everywhere else around the world, they will try to overcharge you and then you have to negotiate down. But here in Syria, there's no negotiations and it's amazing. A few doors down is another shop which caught my eye. You make everything?
Of course, I have group of girls working for me. Alone, I can't do.
Can I see this?
This is a nice camel with a palm tree.
Do you think they will fit glasses?
Yeah, for reading classes,
yeah,
not
yeah.
for glasses.
This one makes a perfect gift, and the lady is too sweet not to buy from.
My name is Rafa Hamdallah. I work in the handicraft market in Damascus. Welcome to you in Syria. We have a nice city.
Thank you so much. Bye bye, have a good day. Last but not least, I need to end this wonderful day with a treat. And I found just the thing I was looking for. Okay, I have no idea what this is. I just saw it on the side of the road this guy was making. It looks like a lemon smoothie or a lemon slushie. It's like a frozen lemonade. We have these in the US. We call them frozen lemonade. Really good, and the way he makes it by hand in this little machine thing, and he like scrapes the ice off the side, and it's amazing. Syria is an amazing country. In total, I got a pomegranate juice, fava beans, a manaish, a Syrian cap, a Syrian flag, a taxi to downtown, a coconut candy bar, a sunglasses pouch, an alphabet necklace, and a lemonade slushie for $9.71. And that's what $10 can get you in Damascus, Syria. I ended up extending my stay in Damascus because I enjoyed it so much. You've now heard about the cheap prices, amazing food, and hidden surprises around town. But have you wondered how I'm getting around? Wait until you hear this. All around Damascus, you will find these amazing yellow taxis that are really old school cars, and the drivers are always super friendly, just like this man. They welcome you inside. It's actually really fun to ride the taxis, and it's almost like you enter into their home, which is their taxi car. Keep up.
Welcome.
Thank you. Do you speak English?
Yes.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Nice. Okay.
From where? Not more.
Oh, it's okay. I'm from America.
Welcome.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Welcome. You are in your country.
Yes, I love Syria.
Syria, love you. Not like love.
Tell him that I've been all over the world and I find Syrian taxi drivers to be the most friendly. I've thoroughly enjoyed everything I've experienced so far in Syria. I'm talking about every single category across the board. Food, nature, weather, history, culture. Right now we're cruising around the villages near Hama in Syria. But if I had to choose my favorite thing, it would be the warming people. Thank you! Both men and women, young and old, from shop owners to food vendors to military guys to school kids, Syrian people will go out of their way to greet you with a huge smile on their face and a hand over their heart. This is especially the case for taxi drivers.
Welcome. My name is
Mohammed. My name Drew. You see, I've taken taxis in almost every single country I visited. That's a lot of taxi rides, and I find them usually to be the place where I have the highest chance of getting scammed, like what happened to me in Bulgaria and Kazakhstan. But here in Syria, it's completely the opposite, and I actually look forward to getting in a taxi. So right now it's prayer time. You can hear the mosques around the city, and on the radio station, they also have the prayer right now, as we're sitting in traffic. The drivers are incredibly hospitable to the point where you almost feel uncomfortable. So I just hopped in a taxi here in Damascus, and the first thing that this guy did was offer me his chai, which is so nice. Okay, I'll have a sip. Shukran. That's amazing. You want some? Have you ever been offered chai from a taxi?
Yeah.
So it's normal?
Yeah.
Incredible.
You want to drink?
What is it?
Water.
Water? No, I'm okay.
For travel.
Oh, no, it's okay. What? Perfume?
If you want.
How many times have you had an American in your car?
It's one.
I'm the first. Wow, I'm so honored. I'm so happy to meet you. You're very, very kind.
Thanks.
I want to keep driving. I don't want this ride to stop. Like, we can go everywhere. So the next time you think about Syria, just remember that there are tons of friendly people who would love to take you around town. Shukran.
Welcome.
Bye-bye.
Salam alaikum.
Salam alaikum salam. Let's continue the stories about friendly people, because so far in Syria, every person I've met has been so warm and genuine. On one random afternoon, I walked into a shop and was greeted by these two elderly men. They have one of the most inspiring stories you will ever hear.
My name Antonio. My brother
Brahim. We make mosaic. 70 years work here in Damascus. Damascus, yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So cute. These amazing brothers have spent the last 70 years making mosaics by hand while smoking cigarettes, drinking tea, and sharing laughter. So their shop is just in this little back alley in the old city of Damascus, and it's just this little doorway when we come inside. Oh, it's just amazing in here. You can like feel how old the shop is by these walls. It's like a warehouse back here. All these boxes, and these guys are just here working all day.
Look is this. بعدين تقليله إنه مغطم غري أحمر.
They glue them with red glue and they cut it off.
What do you enjoy the most about your job?
They like interacting with people and seeing people from all around the world.
Are they your designs or you came up with everything?
هاي تصميماتك أنت.
إحنا بنصممهم مثل ما قلنا لك. 150 pieces this one here.
Wow, so how long does it take to make one?
2 months.
To make one?
Yes.
2 months to make one?
Yeah.
That's a lot of work.
لا 150 2 months.
And how much money for that?
Oh, okay.
900 about 1,000.
9,000.
Yeah.
Much to my surprise, they haven't taken any time off, not even during the peak of the war a few years ago.
Like explosions were flying above their heads and they were like hiding, but they kept working.
So you never stopped, you never closed the shop?
No, they didn't.
And what happened to the business during the hard years? Like,
لا والله كتير أكتر.
They never had the idea that they would close their shop.
Syria! Syria! You take here a picture. You take here a picture.
so this guy, Antonio, he like insists that I take more pictures. In the middle of the interview, he's like, take more pictures.
Take here a picture. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. That's amazing.
Syria, you take here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you take picture.
That's amazing.
Yeah, 3 plays.
I'm having so much fun in the shop that I don't really want to leave. These guys are so welcoming. They're just smiling and telling jokes and
play poker.
Play poker, yeah, there's a picture on the wall. Dogs playing poker. It warms my heart to know how amazing these people are. And oh God. Ask them if their hands ever get tired.
لا ما تعرف.
Many people watching this video, they're scared of Syria. What can you say about your country?
لا سوريا بالعكس دمشق no. سوريا الأسود أحلى شيء.
This is their land, their people, their culture, so they love it in every detail.
This is a story of courage, a story of happiness, and a story of inspiration. The fact that anyone can dedicate their entire existence into perfecting one form of art is beyond my imagination, and it's been an absolute pleasure to spend this lovely afternoon in this shop. Chai.
Okay, sit down.
Okay, so we've been invited for a cup of tea now.
They're so nice.
Yeah. So sweet and delicious. Bye bye.
Bye, sir.
Thank you so much.
Bye
bye.
Bye. See you.
Oh, that was so amazing. We just spent like a full hour and a half with those guys in their shop. So friendly. Gaida, how friendly are they?
Very.
Like
a lot.
I didn't want to leave.
Me too.
I really didn't want to leave. They're just so genuine, like the smile on their face, and I'm just very happy. Any history lovers out there? Syria has 6 UNESCO World Heritage Sites that will make you feel like you've entered a time machine back thousands of years. It's time to learn about perhaps the most famous ancient wonder of them all. Good morning, guys. Today we are road tripping 2 hours from Damascus to the Crac de Chevalet, which is known as one of the most important and well-preserved medieval castles in the world. Here we go, yalla. Like a maze, you just keep walking around and so many different little turns and corners and views. So now I'm on the highest point of the Crac de Chevalet. It's amazing. You can see inside of the castle here, and then you can also see the views behind. In fact, today we were supposed to go to Palmyra, one of the best displays of an ancient Roman city on earth. But there was a security issue and we weren't able to go. So plan B was visiting this castle, and it turned out to be spectacular.
Welcome, the Croix de Chevalier. Welcome to Syria. Thank you very much.
How do you feel here?
I have been here many times before, but every time I come here, this castle impresses me. It's amazing.
The site was first inhabited in the 11th century by the Kurdish. At its peak, it used to host about 2,000 people, which is actually nothing considering the massive size of this thing.
Croix de Chevalier is a medieval castle located in the west of Homs, about 60 kilometers. In 2006, this registered as World Heritage Site by UNESCO. It's the most preserved medieval castle in the world.
It feels like I'm in like a European cathedral. Look at this architecture and the way the structure is made. There's a moat, which is a source of water. You can see the aqueduct all the way out there. That's how they get the water in here.
This gate provided by holes to throw the hot oil and the rocks on the enemy.
It burns them?
Yeah, exactly.
Over the last 1,000 years, it's been taken over by 7 parties before being claimed by the Syrian opposition in 2012 during the civil war. Sadly, many parts of this World Heritage Site were destroyed, but thankfully it's already being rebuilt. You can see the bullet holes even on the sign.
You can see this hole. Unfortunately, it was attacked during this war by the terrorists.
Destroy all the castle here because of one bomb here. The night hall, it's here too. There is some damage happened.
Finally, it was taken back over by the Syrian government forces in 2014. You know, I've traveled a lot. I've seen a lot of cool monuments and buildings and historical landmarks, but it just always amazes me how they remain so well intact. This thing is like 1,000 years old. The architecture, the details, all of the old places they used to eat, the bathrooms, they're all still here. This is the toilet.
Toilets.
Wow. Yeah. Not to mention we're the only ones around. There's nobody else here. My Syrian road trip continued northbound to the small town called Sadat. It's one of the only fully Christian villages in Syria, and I met one man, the former mayor, who is single-handedly responsible for saving 8,000 lives.
My name is Suleiman Khalil. I was the former mayor of Sadat, Syria. We are so proud because we were the very first Christian town to defeat ISIS ever.
So what was your job as mayor?
Well, I did everything but being a mayor. I was maybe a military leader, I was everything but a mayor, but we had to do what we had to do. We needed to gather some type of militia to defend ourselves against ISIS.
Talk about where your town is located in Syria, and talk about during the time you were mayor, like what was the situation like here in Sadat?
Sadat is located close to the highway between Damascus and Homs, and it has strategical importance because once you take over it, you can cut the main highway between the capital, Damascus, and the north, Homs, Aleppo, and everything. So we are a complete Christian town, live among Muslim towns. Most of them are friends, but we suffered from one town that hate us a lot, and they went with ISIS. They attacked us, they want to kill us and kidnap all the women and the children. In 2013, actually, Jabhat al-Nusra and a Free Syrian Army got into Sadat for a whole week, and we lost like 44 civilians. They got into the town. They occupied the town for a whole week. We fought. See this room? I can show you some of the bullets still here.
Really?
Right in this room.
Where?
Those are bullets.
This? So they were shooting inside of your house?
Yeah.
Wow. Those are bullet holes?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Look at that.
What, were you in the house when it was getting shot?
No, I was with my men fighting. My mom, that was my mom's room.
What the hell? Man.
You see those bullets? Actually, I have like 1,000 in this.
Wow. Wow, so they targeted you, your house, for sure.
Yeah.
Or every house, maybe they were trying.
Mostly every house, plus my house.
So were you scared that you were gonna die?
Actually, it's the feeling like you walking dead. You don't make those differences, between death and life. We came up to the point, we don't know, are we alive or dead?
Really?
Yeah. You walk in the battlefield, you hear that whistle when bullets passes through you, around you. You hear a whistle, like, This is a bullet just passed beside you. And you know what I tell my man? You always feel happy when you hear those whistles. Because you're still alive. That bullet that kills you, you don't hear.
So was it normal, you just see like dead bodies on the street and...
Yeah. Look, I consider myself a normal human being. But after those battles with those ISIS and what we seen from them, and how many civilians they killed and how many of my men, I hope nobody experienced this feeling. But you feel like you are just a machine. You are just 100 meters behind the troops just to lead them. What about there? You see some people just dying in front of you. It's a cost you have to pay. I came up to the point I can kill a pregnant woman. I lost my humanity. I admit it. Now I regret it. But at the time, I mean, you are in a war, man. Nothing human in the war. Nothing humane in the war.
You know, it's hard for me to comprehend this because you know where
You've
I'm
never
from,
been there.
and we never have to worry about any sort of danger.
From 2013 to 2015, 2 exact years, I was gathering men, training them, paying some salaries, and keep them around the town.
And because of you, ISIS didn't capture the town, basically.
I was so honored. I played a little role there. I led few heroes to their victory. They're the real heroes who defeated ISIS, who gave up their lives for ours. I was so honored to lead them. I engaged like 3-4 times, almost got killed, most of them. That doesn't make me a real hero or a soldier. They are heroes, they have their destiny. I just led them from point A to point B.
And so then when was ISIS defeated in your brain?
ISIS really defeated by 2017 or 16, by the end of 16. The turning point, I would say, the turning point is defeating ISIS on Sadat. Sadat was the very first small town ever to stop ISIS. When ISIS tried to take Al-Mosul in Iraq, a big city, they took it. They tried to take Al-Raqqa and Al-Tabqa in Syria, and they took it in 24 hours. When they tried against 100 men of Sadat, 100 believers, they were defeated. And this is when they started down. And
congrats. That's fucking
really,
awesome.
Man, I'm telling you. And guess what? For 2 months, we fought so hard with the support of Syrian army, but ISIS brought the hell of their troops against Sadat because we defeated them. It's something emotional for them. It's a big defeat for them. But thank you, Russia. Actually, Russia helped.
How?
And you won with their airplanes. They support us with mortars from airplanes. You know, I have connections with Iran and Hezbollah and Russia.
Really?
At the time, when my town on the line, I was willing to shake the devil hand itself. But most likely, all the hands around me were devils anyway. So no matter what you shake, doesn't matter. We have to keep it down. I feel so blessed to save those 8,000 lives.
Well, amazing work. I don't really know what else to tell you, and you know that already. I want to talk about you more personally. So how long did you spend in the US?
9 years.
9 years. And why did you go there the first time?
It's always the American dream, making money as quick as possible.
Good answer.
Yeah.
And
I was almost graduated as a civil engineer. So I said, okay, instead of starting my future in a third world country, let's step up to America, make some money and get back.
So this is the $1 million question. You lived in the US for 10 years or 9 years, and then why on earth did you come back to Syria during a war, and why did you not want to go back to the United States of America?
I would say it's a message from God. I really cannot answer that question. What were I thinking when I run a free election to win a mayor position? And it's impossible at the time. Every time I think about it, I say it's just a chain of consequences that led to save this town.
Is there any message that you want to say about Syria that you want other people to think about Syria?
Guys, you need to take those American, European economical sanctions off Syria. Your politics claim that those sanctions hurt Bashar al-Assad and his regime. Maybe they fight terrorism this way. No, it does hurt the Syrian people. It hurt us. We cannot even find baby milk for our children. We cannot have good medicine in the market. Our currency was crushed. So if you mean to hurt Bashar al-Assad, trust me, he still can eat 3 meals a day. He lives in his castle, palace, whatever you want to call it. But for us, it does hurt us a lot. So this is not humane. This is not a good message to receive from our fellows in the Western world. Thank you so much.
My heart is heavy hearing Soliman's story. It's really heartbreaking what these innocent Syrian people have been living through for the last decade. They remain the most resilient people on earth and are hoping for a better tomorrow. To keep things positive, I headed westbound towards the beach. Yes, Syria has a beach, a long coastline, and it's stunning. It is a beautiful morning here in Syria. We are looking at the amazing Mediterranean Sea. And it's funny because when you think about the Mediterranean, you think about many countries such as Turkey, Italy, Greece, Egypt, even Spain. But I bet you that you don't think about Syria. And to be honest with you, the sea is incredible right now. I see old men below me fishing. I see people kayaking in the sea. You got the breeze, which brings the smell of the fish here. And you got amazing restaurants here all on the coast, hotels. It really has the potential to be a paradise for tourism. Today we are road tripping down the majority of the western coast of Syria, starting in Latakia in the north and going down to Tartus in the south. So we're going to be seeing almost all of the Mediterranean culture here, which is very different from northern Syria, eastern Syria, central Syria, even southern Syria. Let me reiterate that I have just found the hidden gem of the Mediterranean. And man, it's just beautiful here. Like, you have these incredible views. Look at the buildings behind me. The seaside areas have been the most stable region in the country, and the Syrian government has even promoted tourism here in recent years. And yes, I can confirm that it's that amazing. We're walking on the boardwalk by the beach here, and we saw this guy selling some tea, chai, so we just ordered a few glasses and we're gonna just chill under these umbrellas and watch the beautiful view of the sea. And there's actually an island out there. If you look in the distance, there's kind of a big island. You would never expect Syria to be like this, never, but it's incredible. Of course, like elsewhere in Syria, the people are so friendly and will always strike up a friendly conversation with you, even the military. What's your name? My name is Steve. My name's Drew. You're 12? Yeah, I'm about, how old are you? I'm 19. I'm 28. Nice people. Nice people. Speak English?
Yeah, of course.
You do?
What are you doing here?
I'm just traveling around. It's a beautiful country. Really beautiful. The people are amazing and I'm just happy.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
Where are you from?
I'm from the US.
USA?
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends from USA, from Chicago.
Yeah. Now the next time you think of Syria, you can remember pristine beaches and chill vibes. I continue my road trip farther up north to my favorite Syrian city called Aleppo. This next part will take you on an emotional roller coaster from good to bad and everything in between. For some background info, Aleppo used to be Syria's biggest city and economy before the war with 2.3 million people. But since the Arab Spring happened in 2011, it's become the centerpiece of destruction, where the vast majority of the city is now in rubles and millions of ordinary people have been forced to flee their homes for safety.
Now we are in the old square in old Aleppo. It has been destroyed because of the war.
In 2010, if I came here right now, what's it going to be like?
In 2010, here you will find like a lot of people. You will not have place just to sit. This is one of the souks.
One of the souks.
They are really trying to make it as it was faithfully as it was before.
You can just imagine what it used to be like for all those years, and now it's just completely gutted out and empty. It's disturbing. It's horrible. The civilians who stayed around were living with minimal food, water, fuel, and electricity as grocery stores, hospitals, and schools were bombed. So this square right here is that now. The Battle of Aleppo lasted until just 3 years ago, the main part at least. Fighting is still happening nearby.
Here is written in Russian, mean niet. It means no mines.
No mines. As hard as I try to stay away from politics, it's impossible not to ask questions and have sympathy for the people here. After spending 2 days in Aleppo, I made this video as an effort to showcase the beauty of one of the world's oldest cities that was once a hotspot on the Silk Road. Everything you're about to see is based entirely off my own personal travel experiences as an American tourist in Aleppo. So here we go. Behind me you can see the incredible Aleppo Citadel, which dates back thousands and thousands of years, and it's just this monstrous structure, and it's crazy because everything in front of my eyes right now is destroyed, but the Citadel has remained intact for all of these years. So now it's time to explore. We're gonna go inside the Citadel right now. Few places I've seen are this magnificent. I'm almost at a loss of words for how beautiful it is. You can really feel the history when you are inside of these ancient walls. Going to the very top. Holy crap. But as great as the views may be, I'm constantly reminded of the danger around me. And every 2 minutes we can hear a bomb go off. And it's just 10-15 kilometers that way. And it's crazy. It's like...
They're booming. It's from here. It can be until here.
To the park.
Yes.
Close to our house.
What if we
Because the Turks recently they gave them more modern weapons.
After the citadel, we hit the streets to see what we could discover. Standing on this amazing corner in Aleppo, it's really cool because you have this massive mosque behind me, and then there's 2 churches, one in every direction, so it just shows the diversity of the city. So my friend Joseph here is going to take me to get some good street food in Aleppo.
مرحبا.
أهلا وسهلا. مرحبا.
أهلا وسهلا.
السلام عليكم.
يا مال الشام يا الله يا مالي طال المطار يا حلو وطاري طال المطار وما شفناه يوم الأسوار يوم.
Oh yeah, that tamarind juice, super sweet, very, very good. Oh, so good. The foodie tour didn't end there, because after all,
Aleppo has the best food in all Syria.
We are known by our food.
What's your favorite Aleppo food?
Me, ملوخية.
We went straight into this small restaurant for lunch. We're sitting now at a restaurant. Ooh, the falafel arrived. This is my favorite actually, falafel. We just saw in the back, he was making it, really fresh. The last snack of the day was some fresh corn on the street because I've seen it everywhere. So here in Aleppo, they're very famous for their olive oil soap. It's a tradition that's been passed down for hundreds of years. And on this street behind me, all these vendors are selling this incredible looking olive oil soap. As I continue to walk around Aleppo, it's easy to tell that reconstruction is in full swing. And there's already 2 fish shops open right here behind me, especially the parts of the city that were completely destroyed. You can see shop owners sweeping away the debris and crafting the walls back to how they used to look. Many streets are busy as can be, and schools are back in session. It's been a very eye-opening day here in Aleppo, full of emotions. But if there's one takeaway I have from today, it's that the future is now, and the people will come together and have hope for a brighter future. They're doing everything they can to get back to a normal life, and I really wish them all the best.
I believe in the people of Aleppo, at least. They are really strong. They just want to rebuild everything, their shop, their houses, absolutely everything.
As much rebuilding and optimism as there is in Aleppo, it's impossible to ignore the destruction and constant threats that are around me. I wanted to do anything I could to meet local people who are in danger, help them out, and share their stories. I entered inside a neighborhood that was completely destroyed, and the story starts from here. Good morning, everyone. Today I am here in Aleppo, Syria, in one of the many destructed neighborhoods, and I'm going to be meeting with a few locals, hearing their stories about what they suffered, what they went through, and then telling you about how they're going to rebuild everything moving forward. So this is going to be a very difficult video to make. My hand's shaking right now just holding the camera by what I'm looking at right now, but I think their stories need to be heard. The war in Syria is devastating. It's estimated that rebuilding the entire nation would cost upwards of $250 billion, as buildings, historical sites, and cities are now in ruins. My goal today was to meet with some locals and share their stories. I met with several volunteers who allowed me to join in as they rebuild homes and bring gifts to the elderly.
Now we are in Aleppo, in the neighborhood that's called Bastan Basha. We are rebuilding houses, and here is the borders front line during the war. Bastan Basha was held by Jabhat al-Nusra, Al-Qaeda in Syria. So you are in the heart of a real strong battle that was happening in Aleppo.
Walking through the streets in this neighborhood and it's just completely gutted and destroyed. It's sad. It's really sad. Can you explain what happened? Just tell me the situation that happened here.
شو صار هون وقت الأزمة طلعنا من البيت
In
2012
2012, on August, they just left the house and they came after 7 years to just see it like that.
طلعنا صار حرب هون.
It wasn't like electricity or water or any food. They didn't have any solution. It just to escape from this neighborhood. So they didn't have choice.
Wow. The volunteers have been here rebuilding her home to ensure that she can get back to the life she once had.
So we have like a kind of list of people who are really in need and who really need their flat to be rebuilt. So that's why we decided to come in this particular flat.
How does it feel to help out?
It's nice because these people here, they suffer a lot from the war, and if we can just do a little thing like this, just cleaning and help them to build something new, it's the least that we can do.
Then we walked over to another lady's home to greet her and spend some time together.
أهلا وسهلا أهلا وسهلا. مين ترجمة؟
أنا ترجمة.
يلا.
She says God protect you and I'm happy to see you.
Oh, I'm happy to meet you also.
شكرا. Thank you.
Thank you.
Her legs became this large as a result from depression and not being mobile. She has been sitting right here without her family for several years. But amazingly, she has the energy to greet us and tell us stories about her hardships. So she was left here all by herself?
Yeah, she's alone now. Everybody of her family left outside. This is a problem. So she was sad, and because of sadness, she became like that. The son of her sister and the son of her brother.
They were both kidnapped?
Yes, but not together. One, he was going to see his shop here in Aleppo, and they asked money for like $10,000. And after he came back, they kidnapped the son of her brother, and they asked like $12,000 to give him back. So they took all the money that they have.
Before we said goodbye, the volunteers left her with a long-time supply of diapers, and I will never forget the joy on her face. Lastly, we met with another young man from a nearby town who lost everything.
كانت العصابات المسلحة مطوقة كل فترة يضربونا.
It was surrounded by the terrorists and they were attacking them every time. They were drinking mate and smoking nargile. When the terrorists struck the house with a missile.
Like right where we're standing, right here?
هون
نزل هون تماما.
It was here.
Like right here, right below our feet. So now what's the process like to rebuild?
منظمة SOS.
SOS, our association that is helping him to rebuild the house and to make it like it was before.
As soon as I turned off my camera after that interview, I mean 5 seconds later, a bomb just went off that must have been a few miles away. And nobody seemed to be freaking out, but it's just not something that I'm used to hearing, I guess. The SOS volunteers are here getting their hands and feet dirty, carrying sand inside to fix his home. You can really see the hope and desire in the eyes of each person we met with. They just want to move on, especially here in Aleppo. The city is being reconstructed so life can get back to normal.
Yeah, it's incredible because you can see just one shop, and sometimes one shop is just a man who is just
Right
selling.
behind you,
yeah, just right here. Yeah, you see that from their own, they do it alone without any help to sell some potatoes, some vegetables. But it means that life is coming back.
10 years ago, 15 years ago, you had a shop right here?
ايه هذا المحل صار له 80 سنة.
This shop, it's been like since 80 years old.
80, and what do you sell?
Biscuits and some cleaning stuff.
What's your plan for coming forward?
عم بشوف انه كل المحلات مسكرين وكل البيوت خربانه والمحلات انت
هلا في معلومة ما حدا بيعرفها.
For him, like some of the people they just left Syria, some of people did, some of people want to return back, but for him, he said like this is my job, this is my work, this is my shop. So of course I will reopen it and be with it, even if it doesn't work well.
It's been very humbling to sit down with these people and hear their stories, and they're just so incredibly touching. and sad, to be honest. And it's also amazing what SOS is doing. I've really enjoyed spending the day with them, but more needs to be done as Syria remains fragile and vulnerable. Can't imagine what it would be like to you hear that? There's more gunfire. And I'm getting used to it at this point. But anyways, what I was saying was I can't imagine what it would be like to be in their shoes and lose family members and loved ones and their houses and everything, all their possessions. But they might be the strongest people that I've ever met in my life, and it's great to see. I made my way back to Damascus for the last few days of my trip to reflect on the amazing things I've done so far, and also to binge eat because the food in this city is to die for. But this specific meal that I'm about to share with you is special, and you're about to see why. A few days ago, I received an invitation to go to a Syrian house for a home-cooked lunch, and I am thrilled because Syrian cuisine is one of the best in the world. So right now I am on my way. I have no idea what to expect, but I know that it's going to be delicious. So here we go on this amazing journey into a Syrian house. We have just driven for about an hour to the outskirts of the city, and I'm with my friend Gaida, who you might remember I was with her in Damascus last week. So Gaida, where are we right now?
We're in a suburb called Jdeida, and we're gonna meet a friend.
Awesome, and where is the friend's house?
I think it's over there.
Up here? Okay, here we go. Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Drew.
You're welcome.
Nice to meet you, man. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Nice to meet you. Hi.
Nice to meet you too.
How are you? This family is so sweet and made me feel right at home. We chatted for a while and they told me they're going to make kibbeh, one of the best Syrian dishes that I've yet to try. Fadi invited me to go with him to the market to get the ingredients, and of course, my answer was yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Now we are in Midan area. It's very famous about food. We are taking some stuff to make the food in the house.
Amazing, yalla.
Thank you.
I just followed along as we went from shop to shop, getting all kinds of meats and delicious foods. I have no further words to explain how amazing this food looks, so cue the music and just watch.
Every time when I want to bring meat to my house, I bring it from here.
But why this one? There's so many meat shops.
This one I trust him very much. And he sells a lot of meat, so he has always fresh meat.
Amazing. Fadi is taking me to a vegetable market that's under the freeway here. And we're just surrounded by all kinds of vegetables. It just looks amazing. Oh my God, so fresh, so good. Biggest pomegranate I've ever seen, this one.
Yeah, we're getting some vegetables from Midan Bridge.
احنا هون عندنا احسن خضره وفواكه في سوريا واهلا وسهلا فيكم. Okay. Okay.
That's all fruits and vegetables that we got. So much. We brought everything back to the house and it was time to get cooking. In the kitchen, the women are preparing different kinds of kibbeh, which I quickly learned is like a meat pie in the shape of little balls or patties. Step number 1 is making the dough from grinding meat mixed with onions and spices. They use this meat dough as an outside layer to add more meat inside. If that doesn't make sense to you, keep watching until the end and it will.
يعني أنا بحب المطبخ كتير.
She said she likes to cook and she's known that all her meals are very, very delicious.
Tell her that I purposely didn't eat breakfast because I'm so excited to eat the meal.
عم بيقول إنه أصلاً هو ما فطر مشان ياكل.
إيه هلا باكل أطيب أكل.
What'd she say?
You will now try the best food ever.
Outside on the patio, Fadi is making kibbeh his own way.
We're preparing the fire now to grill some kibbeh. Kibbeh is kind of crushed wheat, lamb meat, and also beef meat mixed together to make very nice food from typical in Syria.
It smells so good over here, and this grill, it's just like such a unique treat here. It's like meat covered in meat with spices, a true Syrian delicacy, and I cannot wait to eat it. As the different kinds of kibbeh are being prepared, like this one with 100% raw meat and this huge baked pie, so are the many other amazing Syrian dishes which I cannot wait to try.
We're just preparing for the salad. Peppers, cucumber, and tomatoes.
And finally, everything was placed nicely on the table and we were ready to eat.
Tabbouleh is on the way.
This one raw kibbeh, and this one it's like a little boiled with water. This is a grill, and we have wine and arak.
Arak, what's arak?
Arak is a Syrian drink. It's made from grapes. The volume of it is a little heavy.
Gonna try the kibbeh now. Oh god, I just cannot even comprehend or explain to you how good this is. It's like the best meatball you've ever had. With walnuts inside, onions. Gaida, how do you feel right now?
Well, I'm hungry, first of all. So I'm excited.
I don't know which one to eat first. So much good stuff on the plate. I can die happy now. This is like the oven-baked, artistic-looking kibbeh. Yogurt and hummus on it. So good. Thank you. Amazing. I'm so happy. Cheers. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. I was so full from that meal and everyone was so kind and hospitable. I spent more than 5 hours at that house and let's just say that the arak that they kept feeding me was pretty strong. The one thing that I didn't highlight in that meal, however, is dessert. Never in my life have I been to a country with more sugary treats than Syria. So if you have a sweet tooth, then you might want to watch this video until the end. That's so good. Oh my god.
My favorite Syrian sweet is madloua.
My favorite Syrian sweet is harissa.
And of course you have to try knafe bjubne.
So walking here in the middle of the street and there's just a table with a basket of treats on top. It's like Halloween, you can just come and take whatever you want and it's amazing. The streets of Damascus are saturated in candy shops, one after another after another. We're in this candy shop right now and it just smells like heaven in here. Oh my god. The sweets come in all different colors, shapes, sizes, and textures.
They're chickpeas, sugar-coated.
And I'm seeing many of these candies for the very first time. That is what you call a true Syrian innovation. This is the famous Syrian sweet called barazek. Everybody talks about it. I've never had it before, I'm gonna try it now. It's like a really thin wafer cookie with peanuts on top and caramel. I haven't eaten breakfast yet, and our sweetness binge is already getting started. So we're here in the old city of Damascus, and my good friend Gaida has taken me to get maybe the most special Syrian sweets. And what's it called?
It's called knafe. It's made of a dough made of semolina and cheese underneath. And on it, they put a syrup made of sugar.
At a first glance, it looks like a pancake with ice cream on top.
It's much better, believe me.
So now I have this delicious plate of knafe, and I'm gonna give it a go, and it just looks incredible. It's very cheesy and sweet at the same time. It's also very filling. We just had lunch and I don't think I can eat anymore. After another stroll through the markets, I found something that I've never seen before. That's so amazing. My GoPro is covered in this stuff now. I mean, have you ever seen sugar that looks like this? This sweet lady convinced me to dive in, as well as a kid working behind the table. Okay, so we're gonna try some Syrian cotton candy. That's not a little bit, that's a lot of it. Here. It really tastes like cotton candy.
Yes.
It has that texture, like that fluffy texture. I've never had anything like this before in my life. And finally, I've apparently saved the best Syrian dessert for last. We're waiting in line to eat the most famous ice cream in Syria. Look at this line. Oh my god. They're pushing. Oh Jesus Christ. Comes in like blocks. Because they have to carry the ice cream over their head because there's so many people. So is that pistachios on top?
Yeah.
The best thing about this ice cream is the creaminess. Like the consistency is unbelievable. You can just tell that this recipe of this ice cream has been passed down generation after generation after generation, and it is fantastic. In a sense, the candy industry is one of the few that survived the toughest of times as the economy tanked. And it's something that all Syrians can bond over, because whenever there's candy, there's smiles. Wait, actually, they smile no matter what. I can't say it enough, but Syria is amazing. At this point, I sound like a broken record, but it's just the truth. If you are still with me after an hour of watching this video, I challenge you to count how many times I've said the word Syria in this documentary and comment your answer below. I will be choosing a winner at random to get a signed postcard sent from my house to yours. Alright guys, to wrap up one of the best trips of my life, I want to share with you all the amazing gifts that I received from my new Syrian friends. If there's one thing I've learned over the last 2 weeks, it's that Syria is the country of gifts.
Syrians in general are very generous actually. Like here, you will never ever seek for food. Like if you are hungry, you can just knock on random people's doors. They will give you food, even if you are a foreigner, you are poor, you are rich, it doesn't even matter.
As I've traveled around Syria, from Damascus to Aleppo, Homs, Latakia, Tartus, Saddad, Malula, and many villages in between, the thing that stood out the most to me was the generosity of the people.
Welcome, you are welcome.
Thank you so much.
Islam Abu Jak.
He's telling me to show him that church and show him that one.
I'm saying everything.
Welcome.
I unexpectedly received 16 things for free without asking for any of them. Until now, I always said that Pakistanis were the #1 gift givers, but now the torch might be passed over to the Syrians.
Yeah, Habibi, what's your name?
Drew.
You.
Thank you, my friend.
تفضل بدك سكر؟
Yes.
The more you take pictures, the more we love you.
So now I'm going to tell you 16 short stories of gifts I've received, starting with day 1 in Damascus. When I bought pomegranate juice from a street vendor, the owner gave me some fava beans to eat for free. Extremely good. When I made the story on Antonio and Abraham in their mosaic shop, they gave me free tea before I left.
Well, guys,
Okay, so we've been invited for a cup of tea now. I walked into a random souvenir shop to interview the owner. I told him that I collect drink coasters, and he insisted that I take a set for free. No. You don't have to give a gift.
Yeah.
Why?
It's gift.
He said that like it's Syrian to give gifts to strangers.
That was a real situation that just happened. Just so kind, like deeply in their heart kind. When I was walking a random street in Damascus, someone put out free candy for anyone to grab. It's like Halloween, you can just come and take whatever you want, and it's amazing. When I walked into a candy shop, the owner gave me free barazet cookies to try. It's like a really thin wafer cookie with peanuts on top and caramel. In downtown Damascus, I walked to an outdoor candy vendor and he gave me free dried figs. When I checked out of my hotel, they surprisingly gave me a free bottle of wine and juice. When I was in Aleppo, I saw these kids pushing carts of oranges and they threw me some in the middle of the street. Awesome. No, that's enough. It's okay, thank you. You keep throwing oranges. Thank you. You want me to pay?
No.
Thank you. Also in Aleppo, when I visited a family, they gave me a free chocolate bar. In the town of Sukalabia, I spent time with another family and they gave me free mate, tea, and snacks. Oreos and biscuits. I really love that lady.
She said, welcome to you. I am really happy to see you and I can cry for what you are doing too.
Can cry? That's so sweet. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, she's crying. Many people in my country are scared of Syria, but I'm trying to show them that it's really a beautiful country.
ايه والله ان شاء الله تهدى الامور ويجوا لعنا صدر البيت لهم والعتبه إلك.
She says, inshallah, yani, we hope that the war will end in Syria and everything will be good and exist all the people, they will come to Syria and we will welcome them, I will welcome them in my house, they will sleep inside the house and I will sleep on the door.
Thank you.
اهلا وسهلا فيكم 100 اهلا الله معك.
In the village of Saddad, I went to a random lady's house and she gave us Arabic coffee and treats. Shukran. In the beautiful town of Malula, I was given free chai, which was extra nice because it's really cold there. Tea time. Thank you, my friend.
You are welcome.
Back in Damascus, I went to a meat shop to get ingredients to make kibbeh, and the owner's kid made me free coffee. Then I walked into a candy shop and I was given free kharashet sweets. When I took a taxi ride across Damascus, the driver offered me a sip of his fresh hot chai. That was a first for me, and why not? Shukran. That's amazing. And lastly, I visited a small souvenir shop in the old city with my friend Gaida. Hi. How are you? The owner invited us in the back for tea, and I told him that I collect banknotes. I like this one. And he wouldn't let me leave without getting some for free. How amazing is that?
I said like you're his guest, so you won't pay for that.
Wow, thank you so much. You're so nice. Watch this, we're gonna leave the shop and I'm gonna try to pay him and see if he'll accept my money, and I'm almost sure that he won't. It's for you, for the tea and everything. You can take it if you want. No? What did he say? What did he say?
He's kidding.
Thank you. See you next time. Guys, for the record, I never asked or requested for any of these gifts. It's pretty much customary to offer visitors something for free, and this can tell you something about Syrian people as a whole. They are so hospitable that they will offer you everything they have, even if they don't have much, whether you're a fellow Syrian or a foreigner. It's truly remarkable, and I am so touched. I'm really sad to leave Syria tomorrow. It has been a life-changing trip, and this country will always have a special place right here in my heart. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you later.